welcome to round 3, the final round of December 2nd's Gundam card game night over at Bulldog Community Gaming, LLC. If you guys are looking for a place to play some Gundam card game action, check out Bulldog Community Gaming, LLC in Brownsburg, Indiana. Tuesday nights, 6:30, $5 entry. As well, if you guys can't come into the shop to play some Gundam card game action, check out the links in the description below for Bulldog's Twitch and Facebook page where you can catch this Gundam card game action live as it is happening. Once again, Tuesday nights, 6:30. And I am back once again with my red-purple Qubeley deck against Gjallahorn, pure white Gjallahorn. Now, Gjallahorn, of course, first got its cards in Iron Bloom in a starter deck 5 and got more cards in set 2. So this is just straight up pure Gjallahorn. So this is going to be interesting. Mind me that I do not know all the Gjallahorn cards, so apologies about all of that. So without further ado, let's see who can get it all in this last game. So anyways, here we go. I am able to go second here, so my opponent's going to flip over 1 resource and then pass here, and I'm going to flip over 1. I'm going to be able to immediately put out the Jin down onto the board here, and then my opponent's going to play 1. They're going to go for the overflowing affection here to draw 2, discard 1. Once again, Gjallahorn's kind of very interesting. It's a really good, interesting strategy as we see a Graze come out instead of being a Graze custom. It's just a Graze. Gjallahorn's kind of like what Zeon Rush does. It's a rush strategy as we go for the 𝐒𝐍𝐶𝐘 to deal 1 damage to the Jin, and then I'm going to pitch 1. So we're just going to pitch out another Jin here, and I'm going to deal 2 damage to my opponent's base here. So that's really good. So I just needed to kind of want the draw there, and we're going to go for a Graze here, and then we're going to go for the attach to that, and then we're going to be able to ping 1 damage onto one of my opponent's units here. We're going to go for the Graze here off of that, and I'm going to take the 1 shield off of my Renau base. But anyways, what makes Gjallahorn also interesting, besides it being a Zeon Rush style, mass body generator deck, is that most of every single of the Gjallahorn units either just need a generic Gjallahorn pilot or have the named pilot. So most of his deck, he said, was generic Gjallahorn units that needed generic Gjallahorn pilots. So anyways, we're going to go Fatal Strike. We're going to kill off the Grace, the 𝐒𝐍𝐶𝐘 to knock out hit the shield, and then we're immediately going to head a pilot into his hand, which is not great, especially in a strategy that has cards that just need generic Gjallahorn pilots to swing in here. So again, I do have my base. There's only the Grace custom right now on the board stated that can really do anything to me. So I'm immediately going to be able to see the go. They also have some very good draw cards. Like if they have so many Gjallahorns in their graveyard, you can draw 3, discard 2, which is really cool. I still think it's a good deck strategy, but it's a really, if your opponent doesn't have anything to kind of counteract it, especially the fact since he did say a lot of the Gjallahorn units just need a generic pilot that has the Gjallahorn trait, which is really cool. I mean, that's a really interesting way that you just could have a bunch of cards that just need a pilot with a Gjallahorn trait, and then you can mainly just get a link, which is pretty nice there. So again, we will see that we are going to see a lot of link pilots. We go through a lot of pilots. I mean, I think by the time this game officially ends, my opponent has gone through a lot of pilots, a lot of links. I've smashed through so many links, just trying to kill through all my opponent's linked units. I do have Fatal Strikes in here. That is one of the things I am going to do most of this game is Fatal Strike the linked units off the board because they are tiny. Most of these units do not have a large, are not past level 3. As we're going to go for the Michaelis. I forget actually this guy's name, but anyways, we're going to swing in, we're going to knock out that, and then we're going to basically give it -2 to it. I'm going to immediately be able to go for the Iron Blooded just because we're going to die anyway, so I'll just get ping 1 damage to the 𝐒𝐍𝐶𝐘 to then allow it to get the extra 3 AP because typically the unit right there, Miguel's unit right there, it basically is going to deal a -2 my AP to my attack there. So the whole aspect here is that it doesn't really matter. We're going to have to figure out how to deal with a unit with 3 hit points on it, which again is not exactly the easiest thing to do. So we're going to go for into the shields. We're going to hit another Graze here as Miguelis is right now sitting on the board. Again, the Miguelis unit did come out in the Iron Bloom starter deck. It was the second LR, and again, the Gundam Barbatos 4th form was the other LR. So anyways, we're going to go for the Kshatriya here, and then I'm just going to pass here. No no link I can put onto the 𝐒𝐶atria to help me deal damage if I really had thought about it. The aspect here is if I had it, I could have either attached like a pilot burning my extra EX resource, or if I had any pilot, I could have sunned the Jin into the Miguelis and then be able to then just pair the 𝐒𝐶atria with something. So anyways, that is the unit right there that on play. If you have 3 or more, Gjallahorn, you draw 3, discard 2, which is really, really nice there. Again, and then just, I believe, needs a generic Gjallahorn pilot to attach to it, which is still very nasty if you ask me. That we have so much stuff that's just generic Gjallahorn. The Gjallahorn can just attach with generic pilots. So I think it's a really cool concept of what they did with Gjallahorn. The ability to just attach all these generic pilots onto it. And again, I draw 3, discard 2. Yeah, you know, it's very important here as we see another, I think that's the second copy of that pilot. So anyways, we're just going to trigger the effect of the during pair. We're going to swing in, we're going to go hit the Sinanju, and then we're going to swing there. Again, there it got a -2 AP, so there was nothing I could do about that. So no damage going to Michaelis is unit as well. So we're going to have to kind of figure out what exactly we want to do here. We're going to go down for another 𝐒𝐶atria as well. This time we are going to pair it with the Merida Cruz, and we're going to be able to ping 1/1. And then I'm going to have to figure out what I actually want to do here with everything else. Because again, both 𝐒𝐶atrias do die to everything on the board state. We're going to swing. I'm going to ping 1 on the other Michaelis, and then I'm going to hit these shields here. And then we're going to knock out for that. And then I'm going to burn 1 more. We're going to go for the Hama to actually deal like, so you deal 2 damage from the 𝐒𝐶atria killing off, and then the Hama effect to deal 1 more damage. I'm then going to swing into the resources again. My opponent is down to 2 shields left here. I'm trying to think. Yeah, no, the Gjallahorn unit only has 3 damage on thanks to the Merida Cruz. I think I played that completely a little different. I think I could have probably killed them both now thinking about it. Both 𝐒𝐶atrias deal 2 damage each, and then Merida Cruz can deal 1 more damage, and then Hama can deal 1 more damage. So technically, there wasn't really a way to kill both of the units. I could only really kill one of them with everybody I had. 𝐒𝐶atrias deal 2 damage to both guys, and then Merida deals an additional damage, and then Hama deals an additional damage. So that's 4 damage. Technically, it didn't really kill both of them. It only really kills Michaelis, and I would have had to have sinned one of my units. So here's another thing I was thinking about it. Really looking back at it, I think I should have stripped my opponent of the units on the board state here. Again, the problem that they have is that they have so many Gjallahorn units that I didn't really think about that have just generic links on it. A really cool, like I said, a really cool concept of a deck that the Gjallahorn units don't really, some of them don't really need you to pair with a specific named pilot, just need to you pair with just a unit that has a type, like we see in like new type, like the new type, or for instance, like the Quibble just needs you to technically get the during paired skill, just technically needs you to have a during with a Neon Xeon unit, just needs to be attached, and that is it. So yeah, even really thinking about it somewhat, maybe I should have kept the Haman in hand to really even more think about it. If I really thought about it, like send the 𝐒𝐶atria with the Merida into my opponent's shields, knock it out, and then kill off the Michaelis's unit. Actually, no, that wouldn't have killed it. I actually did need the additional 𝐒𝐶atria link. So yeah, I was really, I'm struggling. I was thinking maybe that would have been better, but there probably would have been a point I should have sent the other 𝐒𝐶atria with the Haman into the other Gjallahorn unit that was resting. Just knock them both out. Just keep my opponent off of bodies and force them to have to go through their pilots to link bodies. So anyways, they do they resolve the overflowing infection. We have the rebate coming out of the shields here. They're going to go for another 4 here. They're going to go for yet another one of the draw 3, discard 2 here. Again, as long as they can get the pilot, which I know they have one. I think they burned through the 3rd one here. I checked throughout their graveyard to kind of figure out how many more pilots they got. I believe they have, I think Gjallahorn has 8 pilots they could do. So we see the base and we didn't see the other grays. And then we're going to go for the link onto it. And then we're going to immediately swing into the resources. We're going to hit the Barbatos first form here. And then here comes a big question I had on my mind. Like, how do I get through this? I have 1 shield left and my opponent has 2. I do not have a link in my hand. I could have wanted, like, if I had the Quibble. I think I draw into the Quibble and my Haman is sitting under my 𝐒𝐶atria right now. I can't wait for the day we get a card that actually allows pilots to swap between mobile suits. I think that would be a really good card. Because a lot of times I find sometimes, like, if you just have a pair pilot and you want to link it to its pilot, it would be a little better. So I'm trying to think here. My opponent has 2. I know for a fact that as long as they have anything, I'm just checking to make sure that how many pilots they actually burn through. I know they only have, I think I've only seen 1 Michaelis I know we've seen 2 of this other pilot here as well, and we've seen him attach it to his mobile suits. I'm just kind of checking through what exactly they have. Again, the problem with Gjallahorn is, for me, is that I didn't realize just how generic Gjallahorn is. Like, you just see the generic pilot. Because my problem here is I have the win. I'm very close to the win. I'm just kind of thinking if I want to go after my opponent's units, sacrifice my Kshatriyas into my opponent's units to get rid of them, or go after their shields. That is my debate that I'm having right now. Is like, I'm struggling to figure out what I actually want to do, because I'm trying to figure out how exactly I kill both of these units, and I can't. I physically can't kill both unless I sacrifice one of my units. But that was my problem. Like, I think I have a Qubeley in my hand. My problem is I just didn't have the Hammond to attach to the Qubeley. Because again, they only had 2 resources. So if I had a Hammond, I could have easily attached with it, had the link get the suppression win linked effect to go off for that 1 turn there, and then I would have been able to win me the game. But I'm dealing with the problem of having to deal with both of these guys and potentially not even having a shield in my a base in my shields here. So my opponent, unfortunately, is going to get a base here. Out the top card of their shields is a base, by the way, and there's nothing much I can do about it. I'm trying to kind of figure it out. I do have a fail strike in my hand, but it's useless because there's nothing here that can be fail struck. So anyways, that's immediately going to be hitting the base there, the Slipnir base. It's going to be able to target the other Kshatriya and trigger off its effect. And then we're immediately going to kill off the other. We're immediately going to be able to kill off. We're going to trade. I'm actually going to swing at the one that is not damaged. So I'm just going to kill that one off there. Because if I had the red base, the Renal, I could have triggered it. Well, anyways, we're going to go for the Kshatriya. We're going to go for a Kshatriya. I know I may passing tell my opponent, do you have the win here? But like I said, there was maybe a point I should have probably just swung in. So anyways, I do hit the base, but it's not really going to matter. That is going to be able to kill it. There's the base I was hoping to hit to kill off his unit there. So I could actually pull out the game. But anyways, Miguel's guy coming down. That's going to crack the shield. It's going to crack my base. And then mainly, like I said, just needs a generic Gjallahorn traded guy. And that is the game right there. So I do lose it out. I do go X2 for the overall with the event with my Qubeley purple strategy. So my red, purple Qubeley loses out against Epion blue, white Epion blockers and against double white pure Gjallahorn. But nonetheless, the Gjallahorn strategy was fun. I mean, look at that. It just spammed out bodies. He spammed out pilots. They went every which way. I mean, it's full of units that just need a generic Gjallahorn traded pilot to link it, and then you can immediately swing. So, I mean, it's a hyper-aggressive strategy that's really a lot of fun. A lot of fun. It was really cool just seeing it in action and seeing it again. I don't really think I could have done much better with it. My only thought was maybe I had to probably sacrifice one of my Kshatriyas into my opponent. So the turn instead of swinging into their resources, I probably should have the turn Hama swung into the resources. I probably should have had Hama swing in and kill off the other Gjallahorn unit that was on the board that didn't die to the Miguel's, the other one besides Miguel's unit. Should have actually swung the Kshatriya that had Hama under it into that one and then killed it off, and then being able to save face for a couple turns and maybe hope to like hold out for a couple more turns and hold for maybe something to help me out and all of that. But nonetheless, yeah, I think it was a fun deck, fun game. I think I just made one misplay that maybe might have helped save me the game, maybe stalled out a couple more turns to hope to see something better. But yeah, that was really about it. But I want your guys' thoughts down in the comments. What are your thoughts on a pure Gjallahorn build? Also on my red purple Qubeley, as well as anything I missed in the gameplay, anything I could have done to improve or have actually won the game, or maybe even stalled out a little longer to potentially win the game. Let me know all of that down in the comments. And while you're commenting, do make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you can know if my videos go live for you. And we'll see you next time on Mod Dragons TCG.